Let me tell you why this was the game that scared me the most.
Under 2 minutes to go now here in the fourth quarter, an 82-79 Fever lead.
You see, Washington was the worst team in the league at that point. 0 wins, 8 losses, and we were the second worst.
Atkins able to get a piece of that. Comes away with the steal. Edwards in transition. Tap the bucket and the foul.
So if we lose to the worst team, we'll be the worst of the worst officially.
And listen, this Washington Mystics team, they've lost 7 of their games by single digits.
That also means that the enemy has almost won 7 times.
Into Dolson. Samuelson the 3. That falls. 7.5 to play. 84-83. Dolson to inbound. Van Loo, Walker Kimbrough, Samuelson.
And that's why this was the game that scared me the most. But first, let's go back 5 days ago when we played New York again. And well, we just couldn't put the ball in the hole.
Clark dials one up and still no good. Early on here for Caitlin Clark, 0 for 3 from downtown, 0 for 4 from the field.
The way they're guarding her right now, it's really hard for her to get, a good look.
Kirstie Wallace works it around to Caitlin Clark. Long 3, no good. And Sabrina Ionescu pulls down the board. Now a long look ahead pass and a great look from Lainey Hamilton to Jones. An 11-2 lead to start the game for New York.
But it wasn't for lack of talent because we have a lot of that.
And I think I've honestly rebounded the ball pretty well. I'm pretty undersized. I think I've passed the ball really well.
Kelsey Mitchell lays it up and in there.
Once the game slows down for me a little bit, I think the turnovers numbers will go down as well.
Clark, great defense there by Thornton.
The game wasn't slowing down for her because she was tired.
Well, the Indiana Fever open up with one of the most difficult schedules in WNBA history. It's 7 games in 12 days against most of the top teams in the WNBA.
Just follow up on the schedule. That's the most in the WNBA. Do you guys as a team feel it's impacting you at all? Sure. We play that many more games in comparison to others.
I mean, it's...
Burst with the block on Alyssa Smith. Great defense there.
So it's just wear and tear on your body, having 2 back-to-back games already and just playing like every other day.
Let's look at the top teams in the league at this point. At number 1 was the Connecticut Sun, and we had played them twice already. At number 2 was New York on a back-to-back. Then this was the third back.
Fever on a back-to-back. They can't breathe. They don't know how to run their plays right now. They're trying to understand their offense. They don't know where to be on defense.
As Ionescu gets her own miss, puts it up, puts it in, and she goes to the free throw line for 3 the old-fashioned way.
These guys are beat up. 2 back-to-backs in 1 week, 1 against Vegas, 1 against New York. These guys are not just physically exhausted, they're mentally exhausted.
3 to shoot here. Clark got caught up at the top in another shot clock violation. How many times, Roz, have we seen the Liberty defense end a defensive set with a shot clock violation? And now a triple from Sathrina from the wing.
The Liberty look like a team that went to the finals and are trying to run it back. And the Fever look like a young team who are playing their second game of a back-to-back. They look tired, and the Liberty are taking it down their throats.
Just tiredness, or kind of what happened in the first quarter?
I think it's a combination of everything. I think mentally we just kind of as an organization, we just kind of just probably need a day or 2 to decompress.
But, at the end of the day, this is our job, so can't complain too much.
The New York Liberty all over the Indiana Fever here on this Sunday evening. It's 31-13.
At that time, it felt to me like whoever made the schedule didn't want us to win, but we kept fighting.
There's good defense there that Tina just brought up with assistant Monica Hodges, and even better defense there by Caitlin Clark. Intercepting that pass from Courtney Vandersloot, now gets it out to Smith, and she connects on the baseline.
It was inspiring to see them fight even though they were tired, but bad things can happen in that situation.
Caitlin Clark had something wrong with her ear, and she would head to the locker room after the trainer checked in with her. So we'll keep our eye on Caitlin Clark.
And so Caitlin was out. Then Aaliyah went next.
Ooh. Oh no.
Looks like her ankle, maybe? That's just a tangle up.
It's just a tangle up, but still, when you're fatigued, you're more likely for injury.
But with the risk for more injury, our two superstars went back into the game anyway.
One thing about Caitlin Clark, she's relentless. She's going to keep shooting that ball.
Clark finally hits her first shot of the night. She is 1 of 5, 1 of 4 from downtown.
That was the first and only basket she made the entire game, while New York wasn't slowing down anytime soon.
How about that? Kayla Thornton gets on the floor, gets it up to Kennedy Burke, and she lays it up and in. And the largest lead of the game for the Liberty, it's up to 22.
It seemed like when the game was getting out of hand in the fourth that you put Leah and Caitlin back in. And what was the reasoning for putting them back in so late?
Yeah, they wanted to fight. I mean, they wanted to get in that game and try to make up, try to get the game closer than it was.
Jonquel Jones, bit of a soft pass there. Clark gets in the passing lane, lays it up, does not put it in, but right there, Erica Wheeler. Caitlin Clark, so far, just 3 points on 1 of 7 from the field, 1 of 4 from downtown.
They have pride too. I mean, they wanted to get in there and keep fighting.
And I'm watching the pace and the synergy the Liberty are playing with, and I'll tell you what it's like for the Fever. Tiring, exhausting.
All of us collectively, personnel, everybody just kind of like need a day. I think we just can all use a day in our organization to kind of like get back what we need, get back what we lost, and use it as a reset, use it as fuel later.
In the third, we made that run and cut it to 12. I was really proud of their fight. They called a timeout, and then usually we just weren't able to sustain.
You're down 30. Maybe the best thing you can do right now is protect your starters and look ahead. You've got 5 nice days before your next game to get better at practice.
And so they had 5 days off before their next game, a break they desperately needed.
What are you two both looking forward to the most in these next 5 days without a game, personal or basketball related?
Sleeping in, time. I just want to sleep in.
No, y'all seriously.
No, for real.
She slept in, so
It's been a while.
she got a point.
So that's about it, bro.
Eventually, Christy Sides had seen enough. She took out the starters and let bench players get minutes.
Both Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston are heading to the locker room. These are the number 1 picks for the Indiana Fever franchise.
The last 2 years.
The future.
They were fighting until we decided that was, that Aaliyah got hurt and then Caitlin as well. But, we were trying to find ways to put the ball in the hole.
The New York Liberty with an impressive 104-68 win over the Indiana Fever, holding Caitlin Clark to a season worst 1 of 10 from the floor, 1 of 7 from downtown, just 3 points for Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, off days for coaches really aren't off days. It's been a grind, man. I mean, it has been a grind. So now we'll get that time to work, time to get better, time to let people heal. And that's just what we need right now in this very moment.
But before we talk about what they did in those 5 days, let's head to Washington first.
An absolutely stunning Friday evening in the nation's capital as the Washington Mystics welcome in for the first time this season the Indiana Fever, and it'll be the first matchup they each see each other.
But do you know what's better than Caitlin winning this game? Making money on this game even if she loses. Let's say DraftKings has the Fever money line at plus 125. That means if I bet $100 and the Fever wins, I get my $100 back plus $125 profit. But OddsJam will tell me that FanDuel has the Mystics at plus 120 and not at 125 like in DraftKings. That's when it gets interesting.
It's a sold-out Capital One Arena here in the district, Washington, D.C.
We're moving arenas. It's been something like I never thought I would see.
OddsJam will then tell me to bet $100 on the Fever and $105 on the Mystics. If the Fever wins, I win $125 and lose $105 for a $20 profit. If the Mystics win, I win $126 and lose $100 for a $26 profit. I win either way.
How long was your drive?
7 hours.
7 hours. Was it worth it?
Yeah.
You know, seeing the young girls with your jersey on, I was just them, so I understand that feeling and how, you know, coming to one basketball game can, you know, be one of the best memories of your childhood. So.
You're a Mystics fan, yeah. But I see the Indiana shirt. So what are we doing here?
I like Caitlin Clark more.
We've lost 9 games, but, you know, people are still so excited about this team. The young girls care less, you know, how I've performed or how, you know, the team has performed. Like, they're just so excited to be here and be watching us.
Go!
And so, let's relive one of the scariest games in this historic season.
This Indiana team, after playing a pretty rugged start to the season in terms of scheduling, yes, they are ready, and they have fresh legs coming in here to DC. And the Fever get the jump, and the first bucket is down by Melissa Smith, excuse me.
What I remember the most is I thought our defense in the first quarter was really good.
Edwards got that blocked by the Twin Towers of Boston and Smith.
These odds in money lines change by the second, so there's no gap to exploit most of the time. But OddsJam is like a cheat code, constantly looking for discrepancies between hundreds of money lines among hundreds of sports books, between hundreds of games happening at the same time. Bet on both sides 20 times a day, and that's at least $400. And you don't need to watch all these games, you just watch your bank account grow. Try it free for 7 days and use code Caitlin for 35% off. Link in the description. Thank you, OddsJam, for sponsoring this video.
I think it starts on defense for us, and that leads to really good offense.
When Caitlin plays good defense, everything just flows.
Wheeler, little in-out dribble, gets that lay-in to go. That was a nice move.
But the thing about defense is that you can't get them all.
Van Loo, the no-look behind the head to Edwards for the finish. How about that?
This is Aaliyah Edwards, the 6th pick in this year's draft. And she's faster than our Aaliyah.
Wraparound pass. Now back to Dolson with the wraparound pass from rookie to vet. Well, this is what Washington has done well all season long. There's Van Loo. Getting Edwards on the move. Got it deep, goes reverse layup, gets it up and in. We are tied at 7.
But the 5 days off seem to have paid off because our 2 superstars who almost died 5 days ago were born again.
Clark trying to get by. The Mystics defense gets right to the cup and lays it up and in.
They made the pick and roll look so easy.
Boston gets the slip and around. Edwards lays that up and in. 11-7 lead here for the Fever.
However, every black jersey can shoot a 3.
Dolson from the corner splashes that in. Another triple for Big Mama Steph is her nickname.
And I mean every single one of them.
Van Loo comes up with the steal. She'll call her own number and splash that home. Ties it at 13.
It was close, but not for long. And this was the turning point.
Here's Clark. Picked up now by Dee Richards as she's into the ball game. Richards on the floor. Clark, the step back 3 just below the logo, drills it. I've seen this movie before. We all have.
And so they had 5 days off, and what they did on those 5 days changed everything.
What did you prioritize the last couple of days? What did you need the most?
I think honestly just getting away from basketball a little bit and, getting some sleep, getting some rest, taking care of my body.
But I think it was just good for us to just kind of like spend time with each other, like just calm it down and just really have this regular conversation, not much about basketball.
We had team dinner. We went on the boat for Grace's birthday. This week has been really fun. I can tell that, we've had some good times, some different stuff we've done, and it's been a lot of fun to just get to actually build that chemistry and stuff that's off the court.
Meanwhile, in the outside world, something happened that went viral.
Hold on, Eminem. Hold on, no. We gotta have time. We gotta have time to respond, Monica.
Everybody's talking over each other, and I can't understand anything that you're saying, so the viewers at home can't either.
Everyone is aware there was a huge viral moment in sports reporting.
All right, so the conversation, John, it started about this foul over the weekend that Kennedy Carter for the Chicago Sky fouled Caitlin Clark of the Indiana Fever.
Big time contact afterwards. Well, the question is, will they call it unnecessary?
And so Monica McNutt wasn't happy that the talk show opened with this topic.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, John, if I take you through my day that morning, I get the call or the text rather, and I'm like, are we really leading sports with this? Are we really leading sports with a foul?
A person got knocked over in a basketball game.
In sports.
We all agree Kennedy Carter was wrong. We all agree there is some jealousy, but to your point, Stephen A., there is jealousy.
I'm not on social media, so I don't see a lot of it, but you would be surprised. Like, I still have my TV on in my house, and I'm watching sports. Like, you're still aware of it and you still see it.
And my larger point in the conversation was the tenor and the prevailing narrative is that it's the league versus Caitlin Clark, and that is just absolutely false.
Kennedy Carter, her behavior is not indicative of the entire league.
It is unfair to the women that have been there building this league to this moment so that Caitlin Clark's popularity could take it to the next level.
Social media and then where that's coming from is just a part of our society today, and so you just have to figure out how to manage it. And
while Caitlin is fantastic and I think she's going to have an incredible career in the WNBA, there are women that were worthy of coverage prior to her arriving, and I just will not be silenced when it comes to that.
Right. Beautifully said.
And find people around you that are going to tell you the truth and you believe them and not what, people are just saying randomly that you don't know.
And that's exactly what they did. They blocked out all the outside noise and got down to business.
You guys are so skilled offensively. Even if we don't break things down, we always end up getting a great look. That's how skilled you are. It's the other end that y'all gotta start taking way more pride in and understanding that is gonna win us games. That is the difference.
Defense, we knew that was going to be a challenge. All I ask these guys is to show up and let's find something to get better at daily.
I try to be the person that's gonna be, hey, take some time for yourself, get what you need, and then when the team needs you, you can answer the bell. And so the mindset is for us to be clear here to go and compete.
Also, we did a lot of breakdowns as it relates to keeping the ball in front of us, dribble penetrations. We're putting our posts in some tough situations, having to help so much.
We're young. We're gonna get better game by game.
This is not a league where you're gonna get it overnight. So I think the more and more reps we get and the more and more experience we get against the best, I think we give ourselves a chance and then give ourselves an opportunity, because the more and more we see it and kind of rep it out, I think the more and more we see it, I think we put ourselves in a position to kind of always be aggressive to the point where it's our DNA. It's a part of who we are, it's our identity.
Finds Allen off the pump fake. Too strong on that one. Loose ball. Clark on the move. Has Smith running with her. Gets it to her on the move. Beautiful two-person game. And the timing of that pass was impeccable.
After 5 days of practicing defense, it actually worked.
Quickly up the floor is Mitchell. Beautiful find from Clark as Mitchell lays it up and in.
When our defense was working, it gave confidence to our offense.
Samuelson at the buzzer. Oh my. And Indiana, though, ends the quarter on a 10-0 run, and they take a 28-19 lead after one.
But that lead didn't last long.
Going at Clark quickly gets to the hoop, up and under. Beautiful finish.
Let a lot of dribble penetration happen that second quarter. So we got to do a better job of keeping our man in front.
Carly Samuelson takes it down into the paint. A dribble drive action over 2 defenders and gets the deuce to go.
We were letting people get by us, and then we kind of let how our defense dictate how we were playing offensively.
Edwards, attacking, got that to go. Biggest lead the Fever held was 12. It now sits at 7.
Indiana, no field goals in the final 7-17 of this one.
Washington had a secret weapon named Ariel Atkins, and when we weren't playing defense, she got whatever she wanted.
Atkins off the window.
Ariel Atkins, just her ability to get downhill, just being more connected, more fluid on that end. I thought they showcased that in the second half.
Ariel Atkins downhill to her strong left hand, which is her dominant hand. Fever over 4 minutes without a field goal so far.
We weren't getting those stops in the second, and then we just stopped execute.
Van Loo on the kick. Atkins got it. And the Mystics on the shoulders of Ariel Atkins making a bit of a run right here. They've cut that 12-point lead to 4. And Christy Sides wants a timeout as the Mystics on a 7-0 run. All Atkins.
This was an 11-point lead for Indiana, but then a 13-4 lead to close out the half for Washington.
Yeah, you can't take the foot off the gas. You can't sleep on Washington. They're always going to come back.
What I have heard from some of the commentary are people who just got there saying, this is so unfair to the sweet white girl.
I try to block it out. You know, I don't have social media on my phone. Like, I don't go on it. I don't see a lot of it, you know.
Kelsey said the thing she's most proud of is how they've kept everything inside, how they blocked out the noise. How do you feel like that has been successful?
You know, that's really hard to do. And that is, it's taken a toll on them, on all of us.
Yeah, I think in the world that we live in, it's always going to be about a lot of other stuff. We're here trying to win games. We're here trying to continue to build this chemistry. And so for us, just making sure that that is what our focus is on and not what everyone else is saying.
You know, they've been really down between not being able to practice, playing the toughest teams in the league, every other night. And I just keep telling them, we don't talk about the wins, we just talk about success. Success follows that. And that's just what's happening for our team right now.
So I think our team has done a great job of staying positive. Like, yeah, we're 2-9, but you wouldn't know that coming into practice. Like, there's just an energy about this group. And yeah, we know we're young, but we want to get better.
That's the part when you come close and stay together, because nobody likes losing. There's no fun in that. There's no joy in that.
Now we've had time to gel. Now we've had time to get some minutes together.
I think people don't understand that we've probably been together only for a month. I don't even think it's been 30 days. And I tell people, had we not had charter flights, this would have probably been 10 times harder.
And just build confidence. That's another one. Like, we just weren't able to build confidence, and that changes you.
We're excited to get better. We're excited to be here. We're excited for every single game. And, you know, sometimes that can be hard with the way our schedule was at the beginning of the year. But, you know, we just had that positive energy about us. And that's something that I'm, you know, super proud of this team for.
Now, first of all, Caitlin Clark looks like a competitor. She looks like somebody 100%. Who's really a competitor.
Like, I feel like I have a pretty good skill of blocking everything out. I think, you know, being in this position, you better have that skill or else it's going to break you at some point.
You know, this is a very physical league. And now they're saying, hey, why so physical? And is it because so many new fans are being introduced to this who don't have the context?
I don't know about you, but I feel triggered.
Bingo, nailed it. You could have a talk show, John.
Let's go. Let's get out of here.
Let's do it.
I nailed it.
Let's do it.
First take. I'm on first take.
Anyway, we'll get these two jokers at the end of the video. Don't worry.
But then when you talk about the Fever, they're just absolutely dictating the tempo right now with their fast break play.
Then they went cold on offense, Indiana. No field goals in the final 7-17 of this one.
There was that 7-minute stretch in the second quarter where you didn't have a field goal. Just what was the halftime message? How did you kind of bounce back and things like that?
The idea is to be as fluid as we can. Obviously, we were defending them well, but we got to make them pay by scoring.
Mitchell with the steal and the finish.
But that third quarter is always a big one for us. Third quarters are like can be our Achilles heel. So the transition for us from halftime to third quarter was to kind of stay focused on the first 5 minutes.
As Mitchell hits a big three for the Fever.
And so Kelsey got hot. Then Caitlin got hot.
Clark, pull up three. That one tickles the twine.
Well, I started off missing my first two, so it was kind of annoying because both of them were pretty open. But I think just keep shooting. That's what shooters do. And honestly, I thought my teammates set really good screens.
Back-to-back triples for Caitlin Clark.
Katie Lewis had a couple of really great screens and got me open.
Clark, an absolute beautiful shot.
You know, when she gets hot, like she can be really dangerous.
Now, our defense was tight, but Washington started moving the ball. Then we started having problems defensively.
Samuelson, the three. That one rolls around the rim and drops.
And remember, Washington is full of snipers, like Katie Van Loo, the 31-year-old rookie from Belgium.
Jump stop, kicks it. Van Loo, step back three, got it. Mystics tie it at 40.
Then, of course, there's Carly, the evil stepsister of our Katie Lou.
Samuelson, the quick trigger. That one falls for Carly Samuelson.
They give it credit to Washington. They hit some big shots.
Dolson three. That one cashes in for Steph Dolson. She's now got 13 in the game.
There were times when we had good defense, but they just had better offense.
7 on the shot clock. Atkins with it. Gets it to Dolson. As the buzzer was about to go, Steph Dolson. Christy Sides is displeased with the defense. Immediately calls a timeout as the Mystics take a 1-point lead.
Yes, Washington had snipers, but Caitlin killed all of them by herself.
Clark, how did the inbounds? Oh my goodness, let it fly. See.
It felt good to shoot the ball well. Like, I feel like even my misses were like right there. I thought multiple were still going in.
Clark, another one. Then a 77-70 lead for Indiana here in the fourth quarter.
You know, as a shooter, once you see, 1 and 2 go in, like, the basket just looks bigger and bigger. So that's kind of what I was feeling.
Oh my goodness. What is happening right now? What?
It's nice to have a night like that, and obviously overall we shot the ball well, 16 made threes, but it's kind of what we had to do. I think more than half of our shots came from the three-point line, so I thought we settled a little bit.
Clark, a whistle and a foul. And one more for good measure. 5 triples for the Rookie of the Month of May in the WNBA. Under 2 minutes to go now here in the fourth quarter, an 82-79 Fever lead.
I was at the edge of my seat watching this whole sequence live.
Edwards in transition, tap the bucket and the foul.
I was thinking, if we lose to a team that hasn't won anything yet, what does that make us?
3 seconds, Mitchell, 2 seconds to Smith. Turnover into the hands of Van Loo. Mystics pushing in transition. Atkins slows it down.
Our only chance was defense, and here's how that went.
Under a minute to go now in the fourth. Dolson. Samuelson. Dolson back with it. Over to Atkins. 8 on the shot clock. Atkins rises. That one's short as Smith comes up with it. Clark with the ball in hand. Up the floor to Wallace. 40 seconds to go in the ball game, and Christy Sides does not want to chance it. Fever head coach Christy Sides, she wanted to take a moment, talk things over, and set her young team up. Clark surveying. Has Dolson picking her up now. Baseline. Over to Mitchell. 8 on the shot clock. Mitchell touches it to Boston around the defender. And Aaliyah Boston is going to head to the free throw line to try and extend this lead. As Boston leaves the door open.
You know, we've got to be able to hit our free throws at the end of the game to seal the deal.
Boston misses both as Edwards collects the rebound.
And because of that, we needed defense again to save our ass.
Here's Atkins. Atkins attacking. Little hesitation, hanging. Doesn't get the bounce. Edwards fighting for the rebound. Atkins fought for it, but was out of bounds. Shot clock will turn off. 17.8 in the Fever with possession as Clark will come back in for Wheeler.
And of course, they had to foul Caitlin, who of course doesn't miss free throws.
The 90% free throw shooter, she has not missed this evening. And now 5 for 5 as she adds a little more to this Fever lead. As she gets both.
And so we needed just one more good defensive possession and it's over.
Into Dolson. Samuelson the three. That falls. 7.5 to play. 84-83.
I mean, we had good defense, but Carly had magic.
Samuelson to inbound for the Fever. Mitchell in the backcourt again. They go to Boston. Here's Clark.
And then our fate laid on Caitlin's hands again.
Clark sinks the first.
I still feel like there's so many ways that I can continue to be better, and that probably goes for our whole team. We still feel like there's so many ways for us to improve and execute, especially down the stretch, and not make it as close.
A 3-point ball game with 5.4 on the clock. And this is Dolson with time running out, throws it away as Mitchell got a piece of that one.
That was good defense by Kelsey, but we needed just one more stop with 2 seconds left.
Dolson to inbound. Van Loo, Walker Kimbrough, Samuelson. And off all the fans who are on their feet here in DC. Atkins. And she did not get that off in time as the Fever will get their third win on the season in an exhilarating and exciting 85-83 win for Indiana.
Yeah, woo, this was me that entire last sequence.
Meanwhile, on the outside world, Stephen A. responded as to why they led their talk show with the Caitlin Clark-Kennedy Carter drama.
We led with this because that's what everybody has been talking about. No, it ain't the media. What happens is the people have been speaking about it all weekend long. So we're paying attention to what the people are talking about. That's what makes us determine what we want to talk about. The WNBA has been in existence for over 22 years. Why is it that this particular weekend, just because of a hip check, that everybody is talking about it on social media? Why would they do that, Monica?
Because it is a hot topic, and Caitlin Clark has brought new eyes to the game. I'm fully aware, Stephen A.
Here's a look at the total attendance, and the Fever are going to be over 200,000 higher than the next highest total attendance in league history. That is a jarring statistic.
It's real, it's tangible.
No team in the WNBA was worse other than the winless Washington Mystics, okay? And they went from 4,000 in attendance to 17,000. This girl is box office.
Just the way these guys keep showing up, I'm so proud of them because now they're feeling what it should have felt like from at the beginning.
The jealousy, it's not about all. It's about the fact that it's been very pronounced from the time she's arrived.
And I think I've surrounded myself with really good people, whether it's my coaches, whether it's my teammates, whether it was in college, whether it's here.
Call it the Great White Hope.
There are people in our industry who happen to be white that got paid. I ain't mad at them. I'm grateful to them.
Women, we could be our worst enemies. We should embrace people who take us to another level.
Thank you for setting the stage. Ain't hate. Rising tide lifts all boats.
And it is a rising tide for every brand and every player. You wanted more money, that's all happening.
You know, and we're just in a whole different world right now in women's basketball. Not one that we've never experienced before.
I think also my family, they've been a huge support of myself, and like, you know, they see all this stuff too, and like that definitely has to be hard on them. Like, you have to remember we're regular people with feelings. My parents have feelings. Like, it can definitely be hard at times, but you know, I would never change it for the world. Like, I'm just really grateful to be in this position, and you know, whatever comes with that. And you know, I try to remember the positives and remember all the good things too.